Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Hunter Call of the Wild, where's my knight? There's my knight. So, it does seem like the less you attempt to free hunt, the more animals you will spot. It's a bizarre system. It's what's been working for us. So what we're going to do is set our destination for this spot up here. I don't think we're going to do the full hike that way. I think we'll stick to the trail and then just branch off when we get close enough. And we're going to actually do a little bit of a night hunt. I shouldn't even say night hunt because, again, the less you try in this game, the more animals will appear. That seems to be the trend so far, so we're going to keep that going. And then we're also going to try to see if I can get another level up to see if I can unlock something. Like, I gotta admit, it probably would be... on the one hand, it would probably be more interesting to go and level up slowly through this as a series. But on the other hand, it took a long time to get up this far, and I don't want to lose all that progress. I still wish that they wouldn't have done the... They would have kept each level gives you either a perk point or a skill point. That way you can actually, like, max out all your skills and that, so you have a reason to basically feel you're always progressing. Once you hit level... It's either 39, 42, or 43. It's somewhere in the range between 39 and 43. It changes entirely, and it becomes a much, much slower pace of trying to get any little improvements. Like, even some of the simpler things that we could unlock, like if I take a look at the ambusher tree, being able to get a chance of a call back using calls, that'd be very helpful. And it's not that it's like super far into one of these either, it's just that you kind of only get so much you can play around with and put in for how long you kind of spend going. I should check and see. Yeah, see, this one, I didn't really want to use both of them, but there's not a way you could just, like, get one back. Might be something. I'll have to see how many I need to... Actually, you know what? That might be something we could do right now. Because I could reset the skills for... Well, I mean, talk about not trying and you're going to have stuff appear. I could try resetting that tree, because it's not the most expensive to do right now. Like, the Stalker one is 42,000, which would leave us really, really low on funds. But I could try doing this one and see how many things it takes to get into different areas. It's like the Fatal Attraction would be a very good one, but maybe we'll see what this next level brings. We'll set a little goal here. If the next level doesn't give us a skill or perk point, then I'll reset that. Oh. So it's supposed to be just up ahead. And it really does see... Oh, we don't need the handgun. We need you. Their range master. Yeah, so if we can't get another perk skill point, we won't reset. But if we don't, then I will reset that tree and see... We'll see what we can kind of play around with. I wish it was a little more approachable to try out different styles of hunting in Call of the Wild, but it kind of seems to be something that's kind of carried over from Classic the Hunter. And there's nothing... Well, I shouldn't say there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, there are some major issues to the regular Hunter Classic that's kept me from going back to it. But one of the things... Well, actually, no, because the skill system is kind of wonky. Like, as much as this has... This works very well as a perk system. All rifles fall under category, all handguns, all shotguns, etc. For the Hunter Classic, every single weapon, of every single caliber, of every single type of caliber, is basically like its own leveling system. Like, for instance, if I look at our inventory, we have 2 rifles. That would be its separate level you have to get up. That would be its separate level you have to get up. And it's not something where it's like only one level or so. Oh. Uh-oh. Hey. Okay, how are you doing for health? Because we're basically bullfighting at this point. Ow. Okay, I was kind of hoping you would go down by now. Come on, go down. There we go. Wait, so then did the first shot not even, like, register against it? Actually, I gotta check and see. Do I have any first aid kits? Okay, I do. I need some because, ow, that hurt. Almost like splash my face with Mountain Dew or something. Okay. Let's see what you are. Okay, so the first one got right basically in through the nose. Wait a minute, how does that register? Okay, this is some of the hit detection that always feels wonky, because it says it was going here, but it, like, stopped in midair in front of it? Like, the second one I can see is kind of nice as a heart shot. That's kind of stuff where you really feel like you gotta do a bit more bug fixing or checking, because, like, that should not be like that. I don't understand it not hitting the heart or down in the lungs, but, like, the position of where that arrow was, I don't know, it just did not seem to line up with what it was kind of telling us. But the point is, again, you don't try going for the animals, you just kind of passively go about, everything appears for you. That's... Actually, that might be something the Hunter Classic could have in store too. I can't remember going back. I know some of the systems in the Hunter Classic are a bit more improved than Call of the Wild. Okay, there we go, just had to clear the throat a moment. One of the things is, like, calling for animals. If I were to do a call, you probably wouldn't hear the call back unless I get that skill point, or that skill thing unlocked. In the Hunter Classic, that was just a default. If you call, you could hear vocalizations back and actually be able to track where they were from. One of the things as well is there actually wasn't like a skill system per se. There was more of like a perk system for each individual animal, wherein if you got your tracking skill of, say, a white-tailed deer up to 3, I think you get to see the gender of tracks, or was it the time since last, or when time tracks were put. Basically, the Hunter was highly designed in its classic version to really grind your time, so that way you would be a lot longer in-game trying to just get your skills up to be kind of like a competent hunter. Whereas Call of the Wild, it does have you to that point, but it also doesn't make it as heavy of an investment as needed. Because all rifles count towards your rifle tree, all pistols to your handgun tree, things like that. Okay, no, first... Now talk about, I think it's called pareidolia or something like that. Looking straight where the light is, the way that the kind of... That combined from distance to me looked almost like a doe or something just kind of resting there. That's the kind of pattern spotting your brain tricks you into playing a game like the Hunter. So where are we right now? We're probably fine to be able to branch off and go from here right to that spot. It's kind of hard to say if we'll actually see anything else. Although, I say that. What do we got over there? Oh, that might actually be the other outpost. So we might be able to do a hike up here to get this little whatever it is. Actually, what is that? Find the abandoned excavator. Okay. Oh, that's right. We had to get, I think, like a belt for a generator, I think it was. Oh, you know what? We'll see if we can get another water buffalo. Because there also seems to be, every map sort of has like a freebie animal. Although they're usually up to like these high weapon classes of 7, 8, or 9. Where they are relatively easy to hunt down. And they give some decent amount of rewards for hunting one. Now, one thing is, we are pretty much in the deep bush in the middle of the night, so it's going to be a bit more difficult spotting from afar. But if we are kind of lucky, we may be able to get a warning call to help hone us in on its direction further. Yeah, I was hoping we might be able to. We'll see about kind of being in a more faster pace as we approach this area. And this is probably the game, if any of you guys are carryover watchers from the Carnivore series, when I've mentioned in the comments about my force of habit of not wanting to sprint in hunting games, this is where it comes from. Because if I get up and sprint, then we're probably either going to get a warning call, which would be nice, or the animal's just going to run off, which would not be nice. So this is the game that kind of trained me, or drilled into my head, that you do not want to sprint unless you don't really care about everything running away from you. Okay, I was hoping we would have heard or seen something kind of pop out from our movement over this area, but I'm not even seeing, like, tracks from it. Oh, we got something, actually. Okay, oh. Yeah, there we go. We're starting to see some more tracks, so we might actually get an idea of how far off it is if we can inspect this pile of crap right here. Actually, I think it's closer than I'm giving it credit for. Let's see. Yeah, it says very fresh, so all we have to do is figure out which trail, or what kind of direction it's going, and it looks like... Okay, it's been going up this way. Now, this is also another game where, as I've said before, you get a much more feedback on how the animal might be picking you up, or how easily you could be detected with what you're doing. And it's something I think, to be honest, well, I can't say there's like a lot of modern hunting games, but if you're trying to make a hunting game, I think that feedback is one of the most vital elements you can provide now. Like, if you think back to, well, Carnivores, or even the Cabela's games, you didn't exactly know feedback for, like, how visible you are, what is giving you away, what's your best approach or things. It was kind of, all of a sudden, it might spook, and you'd have to try to puzzle piece your way into saying, okay, did this cause it, or was it this? Whereas the Hunter, not so much the classic version, because I don't think the classic version has things like the visual and audio indicators. I think that's only in Call of the Wild. Okay, so you were coming along here. Kind of hoping we would have seen it, but, like, I don't want to be chasing it for too long. We'll see what the tracks are like here. Is it still just saying, like, it's on a walk or a trot, or is it further along? No, it still says it's in a walk, so I thought we would have seen something of it by now. It's still saying very fresh. Yeah, and of course, with being so dark, I can't see too far off into the bush, so I'm going to experiment and try running, just to see. Oh, there's actually a lot of tracks around here still. This might actually pay off. Again, it's the random one. Oh, actually a mule deer. Okay, it says he's somewhere up there, but he must be on the other side of that kind of like scrub area. He's not going to be able to see through it. I gotta admit, coming up all this way is kind of paying off with some opportunities. I know I'm getting distracted from the main, like, mission objective we set out, but I mean, this is kind of what you do for the hunter, is you hunt. Okay, let's see if I can try calling it in. That is maybe 7? No, I guess it's 6. Oh yeah, see, he's supposed to be somewhere over there, but that is so dense that I can't really see. But you know what? One thing that does seem to be common is the need zone over here, or the water. So it might be that this is actually why I'm getting so much activity, is because it might be one of the few outposts very close to a need zone. So I mean, we can try cutting diagonally up this way to see. I would have liked to get a view of the mule deer, even if it was just for a second, to see like what kind of score it's dealing with there. Yeah, I'm going to stand, I'm going to walk and see. Like, that's too dense and too thick to be able to see through, so... I don't think we're going to get another good... Yeah, I don't think we're going to get a good view at the mule, but... Oh, Lord, okay, there's a lot of water buffalo tracks going this way. So I think we're definitely going to be in store for finding another big herd of these guys. Now, if that's the case, those should provide a lot of opportunities to try and get some. And they are going right towards this area that is their need zone, so that is helpful. I just don't know if we'll get a nice, good kind of like opening or clear area to get a good line of sight towards. Oh, actually, maybe I will be able to. Because it is kind of opening up to more like a plains area. So I'll say, if the mule deers kept going this way, I might even actually be able to see them there too. Okay, so we know where a call came from, which was over that way more, so I don't think we're going to spot anything till we're pretty close to that. Again, it's very dense area, going to be a bit difficult to try to sneak our way, well, actually not sneak, but getting a visual before we get too close. Because as we saw, the animals can just be outright aggressive towards us. I'm actually really surprised at how early that one, the first water buffalo we took down this hunt, charged. Okay, I must be on the other side of what looks like that hill there. I can't say I overly like night hunting just because of how you're so restricted to your basic flashlight to see tracks and that. But it at least does change things up a little bit, where if you want the experience, it is available for you. Actually, I can't remember if it costs you anything to, like, sleep through the day or through the night. I'm hoping if we get over... see, there is some trouble with doing this, because the wind is going to be pointing there. But maybe if we're... Okay, yeah, so we're close now. I don't know exactly how close, but it's close enough that we got a warning call, and that was a pretty wide bracket for where the call came from. Depending on distance from where the animal calls and where you are, that usually kind of determines how wide the localization indicators are. If they're pretty narrow, you know it's rather far off. If it's almost like to the sides of your screen, you're probably within very close proximity. So let's try just getting these out and ready in case, but... Oh, yeah, okay, there's one. Okay, so you're an easy, you're a medium. Just looking to see if there are any others, but you're the only two I can spot easily, eh? Oh, hang on. Got one over there. So that one... See, I can't tell how... Oh, crap. Okay, that's probably just a body shot. Got right in the head and it's still coming at us. Okay, come on. Good lord, are you telling me that one missed everything? How many of these super shots do you take? Okay, there we go. Now you're going down. Good lord, you guys have our basic tanks. Like 3 shots. Okay, skull. I mean, I guess I can understand that one a bit. But they can take, like, all kinds of stuff to get down. XP reward. A little bit of rifle score. So that's probably sent everything else running off in a direction. Maybe together, maybe different. It's hard to say. But they may all kind of group up here again. This is still a need zone, so that may register that they'll come back around here. Yes, they were all around here. I should even try taking a look out by the water, too. But it actually might be better to look at taking the scope off of the rifle, so that way it's easier to try aiming when they're charging like that. Oh, well, ain't that interesting? You actually got a little axis deer calling. Yeah, for a good shot with the pistol, we may be able to actually get a handgun kill. Because I think that's... yeah, that's basically the only thing we have available for taking down a little thing like an Axis. Uh-oh. I know that sound. That's not an Axis. That's another water buffalo. Yeah, we're in some pretty dense area, so it might not... I was hoping we would have gotten the Axis first, and maybe the water buffalo would take longer to come back. Oh, you're not an Axis. You're a buffalo. I don't know exactly where you are. Just that you're somewhere up ahead this way. But our... God, the wind's blowing our scent right to wherever it is. It's probably... yeah, I can't see it just through that bush there. Now, I don't know if it would come charging like the others have, because it seems like maybe there's almost like a threshold where they'll only turn aggressive depending on proximity, and kind of like their, almost like their trophy class. Okay, well, we're on the other side of this bush area, but... I was really hoping we could have called that Axis deer in instead. Just thought we'd change it up so it's not another water buffalo week. Yeah, I'm unfortunately not hearing any more movement. Not another warning call. Yeah, we'll try standing and just see what kind of happens from this. Don't hear any other warning... oh! Okay, well there is a warning call, but I think we spotted our Axis deer down this way. Just saw a flash of call... yeah, so this is his track, so I think he was just up that way. Oh, yeah, you can just see him. So the wind is actually in our favor. This somehow lined up to actually be perfectly how we want it to be lined up. We want to crawl a little bit closer. Handgun at the ready. And try to get a lung shot off on it. Although that said, he's not really coming closer to us. He's... oh, he's going pretty far off now. I was hoping if he would have stayed around that area, we could have gotten him. Oh, although that could work in our favor, too. So he's how far? They're saying about 50 there. Okay. I don't know where the water buffalo were, but even if we can get just a little break so we can get this guy, that would probably be a nice little bit of an extra takedown in for this week. I don't think I actually have any scopes unlocked for the handgun, because you need to have a certain amount of score for that. Okay, there you are. I want to see, what is the ammo for this say? Okay, it says 50 meters, so we should be within that distance. It's just going to be hard trying to get the most clear shot we can on him. See, you know what? I think I'm going to try to spot him again, just so I can see the outline, and then line up the shot from there. Looks like about right there is where I want to take it, so this should... I'm hoping that was a lung shot. Oh, jeez. Ow! You! It's a low bleed rate, but it is actually better than I thought, so he might be going down in a little bit of time. Why did we have to drop all of them? Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, I know you probably know where we are now, but we'll go after this axis and see where that shot hit on him. Because it seemed like that was a decent enough shot. Now, if he's already down to like the 25 to 50, it shouldn't be too long before he's going to drop from that. Just gotta figure out... No, I don't think that's it. Is this it here? No, that's coming in still. Oh, there he is. Yeah, didn't actually get too far before he dropped. I am going to use a first aid kit just because we do have the water buffalo nearby, and one hit from those guys basically almost tanks you right down to nothing. Oh, here we go. Oh, really? I mean, I'm very glad I got the lung shot, which was what I was aiming for. Uh-oh. Okay, we don't have too long to admire that. Oh, and then harvest 3 mule deer bucks. That shouldn't be too hard. Well, my problem right now is we are still around the water buffalo. Oh, we got new... Okay, I think those are just iron sights, basically. So where are you? We just heard you call. Unfortunately, I don't have a... I actually don't think there's a water buffalo call available to be used or purchased. So I wonder if I should even just, like, try baiting him out. You know, it's going to be a bit dumb, but I'm going to try it. Yeah, it's going to be easier trying to aim with the iron sights than it would be with a scope up close like this. I know he's somewhere probably through this area. And in real life, this would basically be suicide, but thankfully this is a game, so we can be a little stupider. So where might you be? For hearing all the calls, I thought we would have seen them. And there's a lot of tracks in the area, which are probably from us constantly spooking and making it go around, but I really thought we would have seen it, or at least had it come charging us. I'm going to keep the scope off for now, just so that way we can be ready in case. Oh, another access call. You know what? I'm going to head up to this spot here, just because it came up. If we get it now, we don't have to get it again. How are we... Nope. Okay, so we got a warning call up that way now. So can we actually see it? Once again, we can hear the call, but we don't see the animal. And none of them seem to want to kind of play Matador with us like we had been. Let's at least just build that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got something. And this guy, because he's not charging us... Yeah, that should definitely be a long shot, so... That should put him down. We'll go gather him, and then that will probably be our hunt there. Slowly getting closer with that. Again, it does take a while before you do level up in the game. That should have definitely been a long shot. Now, if the game tells me otherwise, I'm going to be very ticked off. Okay, no, that is definitely the splatter from a long shot. So we can follow this along and see about taking this guy. Now, this is probably either going to be a silver or a gold. It was a very hard, so I'm leaning more to silver. Although, technically, the only, I think, levels up from that are the mythical at 8 and the legendary at 9, so it could actually even be a gold. Yeah, still running, but even with a long shot, they can get some distance to their kind of sprint at the end. Okay. Oh, there he is. I will admit, it's a lot nicer being able to claim your harvest right out in the field like this, so even if you do, say, get knocked down or taken out by animals, you still have something for all the effort you put in. Speaking of what we get, how are you? Yeah, so you are a gold, okay. So diamond is definitely going to be an 8 or a 9. But we can bring you back. Nice little cash reward of $12.95. What's the XP? 222. Not bad. So probably going to need quite a few more hunts like that, but it is at least another step closer. And I don't think there's anything else really quick I can go after before we end this episode off here. So we'll probably leave this episode called The Wild right here. Thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the series. Next week, we're going to be able to start the side-by-sides of Parque Fernando, nice South American, sort of nice, warm, cozy climate, and Siberian Expeditions as the episode... Or, sorry, how is that going to work? Siberian Expeditions at 1 p.m., so we're going through the frosty, chilly forests of Siberia, or Russia. I think it's not sure how that exactly works out, if it's like country or regional sort of thing for reference, but either way, the wild Siberia for the Siberian expeditions to start, and then to the cozy South American tropical heat in Parque Fernando and Call of the Wild. I think it'll be kind of nice sort of polar opposites in a way, or two opposite ends of the earth. For now, though, thank you guys very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you do like it, be sure to give a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure to leave them in the comments right down below. I try to respond to anything that comes up on the channel as soon as I can. Until I see you all in the next video, though, survivors, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.